else to say. Do it. Do Camp America. This is your sign, guys. Just got myself a nice mocha from Holy Grounds. I'm gonna sit in the park. And then I've got a little vlog about my camp recap. Oh, okay, so come to the park to talk about my camp experience, a recap. I'm on my phone because I have little pointers, because otherwise I'll just waffle for days, and maybe you want to hear that, maybe you don't, probably you don't. So if you don't know me, I'll do an introduction. My name is Jenny. I've just done Camp America 2025. I was at Pine Tree Camps in Florida. I was there from May till like, I think it was August the 2nd. I don't know why I remember that so well. And then I traveled for 2 weeks after, in which I did what did I do? I went to Nashville, which was like apparently just the camp tradition that everyone after goes to Nashville. So we did Nashville, then I went to Chicago, and then I did New York for a few days. I'm 22 years old. I remember applying for camp in July or August. I have a screenshot that I found to my friend because I'd just gone for a breakup and was like trying to think of something, like I need something exciting, and I remember my sister-in-law kept talking about it, and she did it when she was younger, so I was like, well, maybe I should just have a look. I remember taking a look online and I was like, oh, this is like right up my alley. And I remember actually sitting in Starbucks and just like doing the application. I was like, should I just do it? I'll just pay the 50 quid and get an interview. But I have to be serious about it if I want to do it. And I just thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to do it. So I did it, and yeah, I remember that was kind of the turn. I was like, oh my God, I've actually done it. There's no themes to this. I should probably have themes. I'm going to go for before camp scaries. Earlier in the year, around May, April time, my 21st birthday, April time, I was 21 at the time. I had a relapse. I have colitis, if you don't know what that is, a little inflammation board, but it's basically where your body attacks itself. And I had a really bad relapse. I was in hospital literally a week before I was meant to go to Cyprus on my 21st birthday, so that was really fun. I was on steroids, given as a treatment, got better, so I was happy. I think it was after I applied. I had another relapse in September when I was starting my dance term again, so I was off for a few weeks, which was just chaotic and really scary because I was like, I don't want this. I haven't had a relapse before last year. I hadn't had one for like 10 years, so I was really scared. Someone's getting attacked by a dog. I'm gonna, hold on. Okay, now that's under control. I hadn't had a relapse for like 10 years, so I was like, I don't want this to happen at camp, especially if I had 2 this year. So yeah, they suggested that I stop bio-injections, which is like a self-injection pen, you stab yourself. I was like, guys, we need to calm down, this is scary business. I have to stab myself every 2 weeks. I don't know, I'm only 22, 21 at the time even. But yeah, I knew it was gonna be like one of them things where I just have to kind of go for it. But the first few ones were in hospital, so I had like an IV drip. And then I was like, look guys, I need these injections because if this is what I need, I'm going to America soon. And I don't have time to be hooked up to an IV drip every month. Do you know what I mean? There's not going to be that in America without it costing at least me selling my liver. So I urged them on and was like, look, I need these injections. They're like, yeah, easy. So they sent them out. You're going to keep them between 2 and 8 degrees. You're going to take 6 pens of you because you have to inject them every 2 weeks. You actually won't start the pens until you're in America, so we don't know how you're going to react, but you know, you'll kind of find out from there. Yeah, and I was like, great, okay. So I had to buy this cool box, like a cool bag, had like a little temperature gauge on it, and then somehow get these medicines safely from Preston to London, and then stay in a hotel in London, and then from London to America, Florida specifically, whilst keeping them between 2 and 8 degrees. So yeah, that wasn't stressful at all. Besides all that, I had to, because I live alone in Preston, I had to weigh up, well, I didn't have to weigh up, I just decided I'm gonna have to set the financials aside to keep my place. Otherwise, I won't have a house to come back to and I'll be homeless. And then I also had to put my business on pause, which was really hard because I have such an amazing group of students. I was like, guys, I'm doing Camp America, and loads of, like, they're all really supportive, but also I felt so bad. I was like, I'm leaving them for like 4 months. But yeah, it's really nice being back now and seeing them all. Camp struggles, I had a lot of worries and concerns. You know, I used to really struggle with social anxiety when I was younger. So I knew going to camp was gonna like really set that off, but I knew it was like, do it scared. That's kind of vibe I was going for. And then all my health stuff, I was like, am I gonna react to these injections? I'm gonna start taking them in America, all that kind of stuff. It was really stressful, but you know, I got them safely to Florida, thankfully. And when I started taking them, I was fine. There was no, it kept my colitis under control. The only thing that happened was I got psoriasis from it, which, you know, not amazing, but also not the worst. Didn't end up in hospital. A lot worse could have happened. And that was one of them things where I was like, I'm gonna wait till I'm back in the UK to go to the doctors and be like, guys, Daph, I got psoriasis, can you help please? So that's what I did, came back, got creams, all sorted. But yeah, so that was like my main things going into camp. I've waffled quite a bit now, hold on. Roommate issues. So we got to camp. I only had my name on the door and I was a bit like, everyone else has got someone else's name, what's going on? Realised I didn't have a roommate, was like, fantastic! Because I was so scared to have a roommate because I've never shared with anyone. I didn't do uni, so I didn't have the uni experience of sharing halls or anything. I lived with my boyfriend for a few years and obviously we broke up, and then I've lived alone since then. So I was very much like, oh, this will be a great experience, you know. I'll either hate them or I'll love them, but I'll deal with it. I'm excited, you know, it's gonna be great bonding time. So yeah, and then I got told that they were coming in 2 weeks because they'd already done camp or something before, so I was like, okay, cool. But unfortunately she left after like 2 days. So that was really disheartening. But, you know, wish her all the best. But yeah, so I was alone in my own room for all of camp, which I should have just moved in with someone now thinking back. But I didn't want to be that nuisance. I didn't want to be that like third person to move into someone's room. Everyone had already settled by then. It was like week 3 by this point. I was like, I'm not being that person. So I dealt with it. Cards were played. It's fine. But yeah, I think it did really impact me feeling more like withdrawn and lonely because everyone would get ready for like pre's or drinks or days out or whatever, and they'd be with a roommate or they'd be with someone. And I know I could go to someone's room, but it weren't the same, so it was a bit like, But yeah, it is what it is. Doing it scared. Okay, so doing it scared. There were so many things that I did scared. I held a snake, which I probably done when I was younger, but I don't remember. Went shark diving, which is insane. And it wasn't in a cage, it was free diving with sharks in Florida, which is, again, insane. There were bull sharks beneath us. Scary. Not necessarily doing it scared, but I went to my first ever concert and it was Post Malone at Hard Rock Stadium, so that was really exciting. What else did I do scared? I did all of camp scared, but I did it because I was like, I'm gonna do it. The big performance at the end, doing it scared because I was terrified and really nervous. More so that if like anyone would like it and if it would play out how I wanted it to play out. But it was like way better than imagined, and yeah, probably one of my highlights. Yeah. What camp was like for us. So our camp at Pine Tree Camps was not a traditional camp. It was based at university. It was not based in the middle of the woods or anywhere like that. Because I was day staff, I had evenings off and weekends off. Lush. I had so much free time. A lot of it spent into dancing because I'm passionate about dancing, and obviously, you know, that's where my time was going to go. A lot of it was spent dancing. So a lot of that time, if you were KK, which was overnight staff, you'd have like your classes, or you'd be a general counselor during the day, and then you'd have your group of kids that you stay with at night, and they would leave on Friday, so you still had weekends. And Friday evening, it was just Monday to Thursday, you were kind of constantly doing stuff. In terms of my day, I would wake up at like 6:30, 7. You'd be down for breakfast by like 7:30. Car line was 8 till 9, which is where you get all the parents coming to drop their kids off for day camp. Then I think it was like 9 o'clock we'd finish, 9:15 till 3 were classes. And then you'd have after camp, which was like a separate group of kids, and their parents would come later to pick them up. So we had 6 to 8 year olds, and you just do like 3 different activities, and you have like a snack, and it was pretty chill. And then you have evenings off, then dinner. It was really, yeah, kind of wish I did more with my time off, but I was too scared. I think because a lot of my friends were in KK, I didn't get the opportunity to kind of do more stuff that I wanted to do during the evenings off, because I didn't really have anyone to go with. So yeah, I think if I went next year, because I know the ropes, I would just go off and do stuff. Yeah, I'm really proud that I did it. Like, bucket list moment, and so many mini bucket list moments from doing camp just in general. Like the fact that I did camp, top tier. The fact that I went to my first concert, I did shark diving, I did a performance in front of 700 people. Yeah, if you're planning to do Camp America, my advice is do it. Do it scared, do it alone, do it, just do it. Like, because life is short, as cringy as it sounds. Just do it scared, do it alone, go for it. You will make so many amazing memories. And yeah, there are some times where it's really tough. Like, I felt quite alone during some bits of it, but also in the grand scheme of things, I just grounded myself and was like, I'm in Florida on my own doing Camp America. Made friends with strangers that I've never spoke to before. I'm teaching kids in Florida, in America, Bollywood dancing, and I'm exploring a whole new different country, doing things I never thought I was going to be doing. Like, it's such a, just an incredible experience, and I think it's something that you should fully take and do and just grasp and like appreciate it, because like, yeah, it does go so fast. Like, I remember starting, and then just like we were in like we were like the end term, and I was like, oh my god, this is thingy. And then like the last 3 weeks were chaotic because we had colour war, and then I had the big performance to do, and it just went by so fast. And yeah, there are so many little moments that I appreciate being there. I was used as a role model for one of the kids for being a bit more outgoing and loud and outspoken. I think that's one thing that's really stuck with me, is that, yeah, I am a bit loud and a bit out there once like I'm confident in my zone, but that's not a bad thing. And yeah, people like it, people won't like it, but you know, I was glad to be that role model for someone else who's young and a bit scared to kind of be themselves. But it's okay to be loud and just, you know, rah. Overall, such an amazing experience, and I really want to go back next year. So if you're planning to do it, do it. I'm also really glad that I got to vlog it actually. That's going to be a segment, vlog. I got an email that was like, oh, if you want to be a camp vlogger, apply. And I was like, yeah, go on. What's the chances I'm going to get picked? Probably not. So I applied, and it was like, oh, you've got to create a vlog within this time period, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cool, bought mics off Amazon, got my friend involved, got Hannah. I was like, Hannah, I need your help. I need to brainstorm, because I've always kind of been interested in vlogging, but again, I've never been confident enough to just go for it. And I was a bit like withdrawn, like I've always wanted to try it. It seems really interesting to get into, and I love the concept of it, even more so now after doing it, but we'll talk about that in a sec. So yeah, I messaged her and I was like, Hannah, need your help, and she gave me some ideas. I started filming my first vlog. You can go back and see, it was I think it's called, I don't remember what it's called. It's really bad. It's like preparing for Camp America, packing, 2 weeks till camp, something like that. But yeah, so I started recording it. It was really weird, like super weird, because it was so out of my comfort zone. I was terrified and really nervous and anxious, but I did it. Had the weirdest time editing it because I didn't like listening to myself. So I was like, who is that? Ew, not enjoying this. Why does my voice sound like that? Why do I do that? Why do I say this? And I was like, I just need to go over and edit it and post it. And I did, and then I sent it to them. And then I think it was like a week later, and it was like, congratulations, you've been selected to be a camp vlogger. And I literally, my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my god, like that's insane. Because I didn't think I would. I was like, I'll just try. At least it got me out of my comfort zone, and I tried. So then at that point, when I had got accepted, I only did one vlog at that point, I was like, I have to throw myself into the deep end now. I have to just vlog. I've been selected now. I can't waste this opportunity. Are you crazy? So yeah, got my mics. I was like, right, we're just gonna go full force. So then I just started vlogging everything, and I was like, I'm just gonna go go for it. And Camp America sends you vlog ideas, so I did all that. Yeah, and I'm honestly so grateful because looking back now, do you know what, I whispered in the airport, and I still do my little whisper vlogs here and there when I'm nervous, but it's really like I can see my confidence come out so much more. Like, and I also I just love having the vlogs because it shows like a little timeline of like everything. Like all my camp memories are there. I can see myself grow as a person. I can see all the memories I've like. I love it. I love vlogging. That sounds really dramatic, but like I do. And I've loved the concept of being able to vlog. And so many people ask me if I'm gonna vlog when I'm back, and I was like, yes, I will. It's gonna be a bit further in between because my life, like, it's exciting, but not that much that I vlog every single day. But like, you'll get like little updates here and there, you know, doing Amsterdam in November, so there'll be a vlog for that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and I like sharing my experience. And I think, especially on the colitis front, I've become a lot more, I think since my first relapse last year, I didn't really talk about it before then, no one kind of knew. I was just like, oh, just live with it. But then, because I had to take time off work, I kind of had to tell people. And then I was like, I'm just gonna say it. It is what it is. And I did. And people have been so nice and forthcoming. And a lot of people have spoken about their issues or like if they've got colitis. It's just been a nice standpoint of like, yeah, I do have this, you know, chronic illness. And it is something that I live with. But it's not, I'm not gonna let it stop me from doing stuff. Yeah, it was way more stressful to take 6 bio injections that have to be kept between 2 and 8 degrees all the way to Florida. But did I do it? Yes. Did I let it stop me? No. I kept going, even though there were times where I was like, I don't know if this is worth all the hassle. I was like, I'm doing it because I'm not letting this illness, this, you know, thing stop me. Same with like my anxiety, same just overall, like I just went for it. And I think that's the thing, you just have to do it scared. But yeah, reflections overall at camp, I'm so happy and proud I did it. It's definitely an experience. Like, it's such a cool experience. It feels like a fever dream now being back. Post-camp depression is real. I knew I was going to feel it, but I was with my family for a week and then I got depressed and I was alone and I was like, this is so weird because I'm normally like, I can go to someone's room and be like, do you want to order a Taco Bell? Or like, there's just people around constantly and you're constantly doing stuff, whereas now I'm a bit like, whoa. And I know I've had like my dance term and my dance class to look back, but I haven't got my part-time job back yet, so I've been a bit like floating. And then like everyone back in Preston has been like, oh my god, you're like a ghost because you're here but you're not really here. And I was like, guys, I am here, I promise. So it's been a really weird adjustment being back, but I'm really sorry if that wasn't the camp recap you're expecting, but that's what you're gonna get. And I think it was very valuable yapping. Have I watched any of it back? Not yet. Do I think it was valuable? Probably. Because like I said, I can yap for days. I've come to the park. I even brought my tripod with me today. Oh, if I put you against my drone, this is me setting the tripod up, guys. I don't even know if you need to see this, to be honest, but, you know, BTS, behind the scenes, this way. So yeah, if you're planning to do Camp America, I would, no, whoa, spend dancing, I can't speak. Maybe this will be another segment. No, it won't. Whoa, where did that wind come from? Bent dancing. I can't force anyone to do it. Disclaimer, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But if you're not doing it because you're scared, you should do it even more because you are scared. Do it scared. See, I'm just yapping for the sake of it now. Sorry, guys. That brings me to the end of the vlog. I hope you had fun watching. Please subscribe. I can't force you, but I'd really appreciate it.